92.7 FM WMDX, Madison's real news and great conversation. Here's your Daily News Roundup.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. We now have more details than ever before, showing how administrators at Sun Prairie West High School handled allegations of abuse by a then administrator now charged with state and federal crimes. This new report shows the then principal knew about rumors of the abuse at least a year before the former dean was suspended. Robert Gilkey-Meissegeyer was a teacher at Sun Prairie West. Last June, he was fired for reports of inappropriate relationships with students. He was arrested in July and now faces more than a dozen charges. The school district hired a law firm to do an independent investigation, and now they've released the lawyer's findings. It shows that as far back as the 2023-24 school year, then Principal Jennifer Ploger and other administrators were aware of rumors that Gilkey-Meissegeyer had a relationship with a student. Gilkey-Meissegeyer, that student, and the student's mother all denied it. According to the report, in November 2024, Ploger even had another student suspended just for repeating the rumor. Everything changed in April 2025 when a student sent in a detailed tip. Gilkey-Meissegeyer was briefly suspended, and then he was allowed to return to his duties. It took another 2 months after that for Gilkey-Meissegeyer to be suspended again and then fired. The report details that this rumor of grooming a student had been around for at least a year and a half before he was fired. The lawyers who did this investigation say school administrators did a poor job looking into these allegations. That report also confirmed that the staff at West did not inform Superintendent Brad Sarin, who's now headed to be the superintendent for the Chippewa Valley School District this summer. District staff say they released the report knowing they have to be transparent to rebuild trust with the community. Gilkey-Meissegeyer faces decades behind bars if convicted. We've got lots of data center news, so let's start here at home in DeForest. Residents had circulated a petition asking the village board to add a new ordinance. That ordinance would require that any big annexation of land has to go on the ballot as a referendum, so voters would have the final say. At a meeting Tuesday night, the DeForest Village Board said no to that idea. QTS wants DeForest to annex 1,600 acres of property to build a data center there. And in Menominee, the city council has instituted new rules for approving these huge projects. The city now has tighter rules for how data centers should be zoned. They can't be considered warehousing anymore, and now there's a whole separate zoning category just for data centers. Council members tell Civic Media this change allows them to respond to community concerns in the future, like noise, light, and water use. The city of Menominee has faced pushback over a $1.6 billion proposal from Balloonist LLC. Meanwhile, at the state capitol, Republican lawmakers have introduced a plan that would further regulate data centers. The proposal from Republicans Romaine Quinn and Shannon Zimmerman would ban data center electricity costs from being passed on to Wisconsinites. It would also require data centers use closed-loop cooling systems, which dramatically decrease their water use. Democrat Jody Habush-Sinekin has introduced her own bill that would regulate data centers. In a statement to Civic Media, she says she's encouraged to see more lawmakers joining the conversation and agrees that the increased power costs should not be covered by consumers. But neither of those bills has had a hearing yet. And then on top of that, a candidate for governor wants to pause all data center construction across Wisconsin. Madison Representative Francesca Hong has proposed a statewide moratorium on the projects until lawmakers have a chance to write new rules. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson, 92.7 WMDX News. Right now, the only place in state law where data centers are even mentioned is over tax codes. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson, 92.7 WMDX News. Many lawmakers agree that the state needs to catch up because right now the only place data centers are mentioned in state law is in tax rules. For Civic Media News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. a chance to write new rules.
A win for Marquette. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Men's college basketball, Marquette over Xavier, 66-65, thanks to a slam dunk by Ben Gold. With less than a minute to play, head coach Shaka Smart after the game.
It feels good to win. Guys did a great job at the very end, doing one of the most basic things that goes into winning basketball games, and that's, back-to-back possessions of a score and a stop.
The win snapped a 6-game losing streak for Marquette. NBA, the Bucks came up short in San Francisco, losing to Golden State 120-113, Steph Curry 31 points. NFL, the Packers in the playoffs against the Bears Saturday night, but they'll do it without one of their most versatile players. Bo Melton to IR with a knee injury, suffered against the Vikings. Melton has played wide receiver, defensive back, and on special teams.
He became the returner, he's the off guy, he does so many things, so he'll be missed for sure. That's
special teams coordinator Rich Bisaccia with Sports on Mike Clemens.
We have some rain on the way this afternoon, tonight through tomorrow, and it could be quite a bit, half inch or more possible across much of the region. High today in the mid to upper 40s. Tonight, rain likely into the mid to upper 30s. Tomorrow, it'll be cloudy with a high near 40. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable.
That's your Madison News Roundup from WMDX. Find more news anytime at WMDXradio.com. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts.